Welcome to the Christmas tree step-by-step watercolor doodle drawing tutorial. We had already started Krita, and we even designed a Christmas tree, and now we will use it as a reference. Our reference drawing is on the desktop, and I quickly drag and drop it into the Krita workspace. Actually, we could also search for the relevant directory via the File menu and transfer the reference images of that we want to transfer. As soon as we import the reference image into the workspace, it gives us the relevant options. Among these options, we can start it as a new project, or place it on the existing project in reference format or as a layer or in other ways. After importing the reference image, we can move it anywhere we want in the workspace, including outside the canvas, and change its sizing, transparency, and some properties. For now, we prefer to keep our pre-designed reference image close to the canvas. With the 3 key on the keyboard shortcut, we select the shortcut option to automatically center the canvas and fit it in the center of the workspace. We also made our pre-designed reference image a bit bigger. You will be able to find topics related to Smart Canvas on our channel, but for now we will not talk about the layer system details. We will start with a sketch on a blank layer that we can already modify. In the brush presets, I choose a pencil that I usually use for sketches. And the color can be a dark navy blue color. Of course, you can also choose another pencil or brush or color. Slowly I started sketching. First of all, I try to convey roughly the main shapes and what I see in the picture with the location and outlines. I don't want to make an exact copy of the previous work. I want to take the style and some elements as reference and design a better or closer version of it. So we don't consider it as a copy for reference. We could even use multiple images and elements as references. While we will make significant use of the reference, we will try to come up with something new by blending the changes we will make in the process and the reflections in our minds. It looks a bit too similar, but exactly what we want is a drawing with wider twisted leaves. We continue to make changes by using the liquefaction tool, or by cleaning and redrawing parts of it. Although it is largely similar in style and concept, we have completed the sketch of a more pleasing version for us with the changes we made in places. Now we come to the contour lines, the inking stage. In this work, I will use a special thin watercolor brush for inking. All these brushes and pen sets that we use are brushes that Krita already has, and they are completely free brush and pen sets that I have added through the Krita community, and you will find detailed tutorial content on these topics on our channel. We set the brush and black color we wanted for inking. We changed the transparency settings on the layer of the sketch we designed. Opened a new layer on top of it and started inking by following it. When making line art, we don't have to follow the reference exactly, but we will work closely. And if we want to make changes, we will try different lines and interpretations in the process. We can also make mistakes while doing line art. Making mistakes is important for learning. Remember, avoiding making mistakes and believing that there is nothing left to learn negatively affects your development. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and some small mistakes can give you new paths and ideas. As you correct your mistakes, you will have a better learning process. In fact, the general idea is that we need to solve some processes at the sketching stage. But no, not everything is a mistake, and it's not just about the mistake. Your decision to change later, to have a new idea at a new glance, may require you to change even a finished work at any time in any situation. Essentially, we are on the way to make another version of the picture we take as a reference possible. But since it is a subject narrative, we have handled it from scratch. Thanks to our digital drawing tools, we are not in the traditional narrow mold and stuck helplessness. We have an almost unlimited ability to manipulate and redesign. We have no problem except time. Time is already a relative concept. Our line art is done. With the changes we made, our sketch differed from the reference to a certain extent. And the changes we made later on were completed in the line art stage, in a slightly different state than our sketch, and we are exactly where we want. We have approached the last stage, and we have started the coloring stage with watercolor paint. Although we will be slightly different from the colors of the reference image, we will be preferring close colors. You can choose the colors you want. A couple of issues where we will diverge from the reference here are about light and dark, and the saturation level of the colors. For example, the shaded parts of the tree leaves will be darker, and the gift boxes will have a few slight color changes. You can do all this with Krita's available brushes. As we mentioned, we also use some watercolor and acrylic brush tools that the Krita artist community has released for free. On our channel you will also find content on how to find free external brush and pen sets, and how to include them on Krita. Our watercolor process is almost complete. We have moved the reference image out of the canvas and aside in the workspace. We group the layers we have been working on separately, and move them somewhere in the middle of the canvas. Finally, to add a little more visuality to our work, we apply an effect to show the watercolor droplets in the background. We also changed the transparency settings. And okay. Now our work looks better than our first work. We plan to release a series of tutorials on our channel that will cover all this, and more in detail. Let's continue to explore Krita software and all kinds of visual design together, and achieve bigger and better projects together. Feel free to share what you would like to see in the next content, what you find difficult, and any comments you wish. One of our goals is to help you and provide you with facilitating ways to find solutions. We will continue the series with much more beautiful trainings, and we will be with you again very soon.